All right, part two. So when I realized that I could not, and even when it came to my mother, when it came to everything, I finally, I finally took it all to God. I took it all to Him. I remember one night before I got married, I just laid prostrate on the floor and cried like a baby. I let it all out. The hurts of my mom, feeling like my mom didn't want me when I was younger because I would live with my great grandmother, my mother, my cousin, but like she didn't want to take care of me herself. My grandmother, me being the oldest grandchild, and it seemed like whoever was the youngest, that's who she would pay attention to the most and holler and scream at me, call me stupid. My stepdad called me super dummy, stupid, just mentally bashed me down, told me that, I couldn't just go anywhere in life just because I was pretty. I wouldn't accomplish things because of that. Friends making fun of me because I was tall, because my hair was blonde, because my hair was all cut off. I had the buzz cut. Just all types of things. People who did me wrong. Girlfriends who slept, best friends who slept with my boyfriends behind my back. People doing dirty stuff. Guys just dogging me. And just God just brought it all to my remembrance and just said, this is what I delivered you from. He just showed me that I was greater than all of those bad things that happened to me. All of those bad things that happened to me, the date rape, all of those things that just you may not think about it every day. Remember I told you guys about someone who is bitter and then someone who is scorned. I was scorned and I had that in my memory Rolodex, and I didn't live it every day, but once in a blue moon it would come up. Even like the other day, I was sharing with Fatima. She was talking about her mom because it was getting ready to be Mother's Day. I don't know if I shared with you guys, she lost her mother last year, and so this was her first Mother's Day without her mother. And I knew it was going to be hard, but I told her when we talk on the phone, I can't even say to her, I know how you feel, because I would be lying. I don't know that feeling. So even with you, Angie, I don't know how you feel. I can't lie and say that I do. I don't. Because now with my grandparents, I definitely can understand what you're saying, because even though I had a mother, my great grandmother took care of me and my papa. And they were really like my mom and dad. I just remember them from being a baby, being with them. My pop encouraged me in everything. He lifted me up all the time. He called me his buddy. Bought me toys all the time. My nana taught me how to sew, and cook. And she just was so protective over me. And like the other night when I was saying how stuff will come up that you gotta get rid of. You gotta get it out of you. If it's killing you, you gotta get out of it, because it will start to deteriorate your spirit. And if you deteriorate your spirit, it just starts to deteriorate your physical body. And the other day I found a picture of me and my nana. I was sitting on her lap and I was crying so hard because I felt like I was the reason why she started having the Alzheimer's. I was the reason why she's not here, because she was so protective. If I didn't come home at 3:30, by 3:31 she had the search party out looking for me. And so as I got older, as you know, when you get older, you start coming into yourself. Your friends are starting to go out. I could hardly go anywhere. And I moved with my mom as I got older, and she was by herself. And then that's when she started to develop dementia and Alzheimer's. And when she died, the night before she died, I was there. And I remember looking at her and saying, I love you so much, Nana. said she would never know how much she put into me. And she would never know how much I really loved her. But God told me that I can't live in that. I can't. You have to learn to forgive yourself. You have to learn to make peace with things. And it was hard. It's hard, because you see these pictures, you find things, and you say, maybe if I had done this differently, or what have you. But you can't change those things. You can make them better. You can say to yourself, even when my pastor died, it was hard. It's still hard. To even see videos of him and just saying, it was so many times that you could have said, Pastor, I love you. And you can't now. And it's hard. It's hard. And I mean, I'm just a person in the congregation. Can you picture his wife and his kids? So you have to learn to move on. It's hard, but you have to learn to move on and try to better yourself. I always say too, I try to better myself because I want to make them proud, not just myself. But to sit there and say, okay, Pastor, you taught me this, so I want to live this way, so that people can see that your teaching is coming to pass. Or, Nana, when I did the Mother's Day thing, it was such a compliment for her daughters, which were my aunts, to say, kid, this was so nice. It's so nice that, for you, as young as you are, for you to try and do different traditions to bring the family together. Because that's what my Nana was. My Nana was the soul food. Like we always went to Nana's, to have Thanksgiving and Christmas and everything like that. So those, for that made me happy, because that made me see that I can continue to let them live through me and let their memories show as far as my actions and things like that. So, that's how I look at it as far as with the parents, because like I said, I can't really identify as far as losing my mother, and you never met her. But one thing that I should, and that's why when the Holy Spirit tells you to do something, you should do it. And I didn't do it. I wanted to do a Mother's Day video because motherhood is in everyone, whether you have a child or not. And I was going to say, if you know someone who doesn't have a mother, why not be that mother figure for that person? Or someone who's a mother, maybe lost a daughter. Why not be that daughter for them? So many times we just think about ourselves and we don't think how we can give joy to somebody else. But you can give joy to somebody else by being a mother figure to them. I know in this block, I'm always like, I will beat all of y'all behind. So you gotta, those are different ways to do that. But let's go to the next video, because I want to continue on to what she was saying about the jealousy situation. All right, bye.